This presentation deals with second language acquisition of the syntax of determination in French. All references and examples are available in the article. The presentation is based on the analysis of oral productions from a longitudinal corpus of Jamaican learners of French, and it is informed by current formalization within the generative framework. Because of time limitation, we restrict ourselves to the specific issues of gender attribution, adjective agreement, and adjective placement in oral productions data from a single learner. The learner under investigation was recorded on 6 occasions over a 19-month period. She had approximately 200 hours of instruction in the French language before starting the French BA at the University of the West Indies and received 78 hours of language courses per semester during her 3-year BA. This learner is assumed to have been exposed through education and through social contacts to standard Jamaican English, the official language in Jamaica. She nonetheless is a native speaker of Jamaican Creole. This presentation, therefore, also brings data towards a better understanding of second language acquisition within a Creole context. From a universal grammar perspective, the logical problem of acquiring a second language is similar to the problem of acquiring a first language. Learners are successful in creating a systematic UG-compatible grammar on the basis of ambiguous and incomplete data. A question that has been raised, however, is whether the second language acquisition task is possible at all. There is a lively debate on whether certain features of the L2 not present in the L1 inventory of formal features can be acquired after a given critical period of maturation. For the failed functional feature hypothesis, there is indeed a first language effect that will restrict acquisition of a feature such as gender if absent from the native language. Inversely, for the missing surface inflection hypothesis, there is no such effect. The variability observed is simply a consequence of an incorrect matching between the formal features in the syntactic module and the realization of these features within the morpho-phonological module. This is referred to as the mapping problem. Within current theoretical formalization, 3 main layers can be distinguished in the extended nominal projection of a noun: the determiner phrase, the intermediate functional category number phrase, and the nominal phrase that constitute the lexical core of the structure. In French, the nominal features present in NumP, number phrase, are assumed to be strong and to attract the noun outside of its NP in overt syntax, and this causes the noun to appear to the left of most, but not all, attributive adjectives. In Jamaican Creole, like in English, the canonical word order is adjective plus noun. The noun is not raised above the adjective, presumably as a result of weak nominal features in number phrase. Movement of the nominal within the DP for feature checking purposes is assumed to take place in other instances, however. What has been referred to as the inclusiveness marker, them, for example, is housed in a functional structure above the noun, yet the order noun plus them surfaces. Therefore, limited movement within the DP exists in Jamaican Creole as well, and this feature might make it easier for learners to acquire overt noun movement in French. A second major difference is that, in French, an inherent gender feature associated with all common nouns causes agreement patterns that alter the morphological ending in a variety of categories, such as adjectives, determiners, and past participles. In Jamaican Creole, no such distinction is marked in either the nominal or the pronominal system. Gender in French is generally not deducible from the meaning of the words, and even though the phonological and morphological endings provide some clues towards assigning gender, the large number of competing semantic and morpho-phonological rules makes the task of acquiring gender particularly difficult, as it relies principally on the observation of agreement patterns between nouns and their surrounding linguistic context. The knowledge of noun gender in oral productions by learners of French is usually operationalized as gender attribution, indicated by gender-marked determiner use. For instance, the singular definite determiner as a masculine and a feminine form, le versus la. Determiner use, therefore, gives us access to the gender that the learner assigns to a noun in her own mental grammar. As shown in table 2 and 3, even though the accuracy of gender attribution is quite high, we do not observe any significant evolution over the 19-month period with respect to gender attribution. When looking at the intermediate layer of functional categories responsible for noun movement and adjective agreement, a very contrasting situation occurs. In recordings from year 1 and 2, adjective position is 94.6% correct, while gender agreement on the adjective is 75% incorrect. Crucially, one notices the inconsistency between gender attribution and adjective agreement. In all cases, when a determiner overtly indicates gender attribution, une langue étrangère, une institution très bon, une course certain, there is inconsistent gender marking between the determiner and the adjective. Therefore, rather than speaking of gender agreement, one should assume that the learner is using the short masculine form of the adjective as the default form. The agreements that are correct would therefore be such only because by chance the noun the adjective agrees with happens to be masculine as well. When looking at the data from year 3, a different picture emerges. Once more, the correct noun-adjective order is observed in most cases. And again, adjective agreement has a weak 33% accuracy rate based solely on the standard of accuracy in the target language. However, it seems that the learner has finally realized feminine morphology, as we observed a multiplication of adjectives in the long feminine form. More importantly, when one considers the 4 cases where gender attribution is explicitly indicated by determiner use, we notice a 100% consistency, in the sense that the determiner and the adjective have an identical gender, irrespective of the fact that the gender is correct or incorrect according to the target language. Therefore, in all cases when one has explicit access to the gender that the learner mentally attributes to a given noun, the adjective agreement is correct according to the learner's interlanguage grammar. In conclusion, even though there was no evidence of improvement with respect to noun gender attribution, we have uncovered definite evidence of acquisition on adjective agreement. From an absence of matching between abstract features and the overt realization of these features in year 1 and 2, the learner provides evidence of agreement in year 3. These findings lend support to an approach in terms of missing surface inflection hypothesis. Adjective position from year 1 onwards indicates that the acquisition of the strengths of the nominal features of intermediate functional categories is not an issue at this stage of acquisition. The low communicative import of gender agreement within the DP, the paucity of clues indicating non-gender, the absence of clear semantic or morphophonological clues of gender assignments for most nouns, the complexity of feminine gender formation for adjectives, the absence of a gender feature in the L1 of the learner, alongside the difficulties associated with online processing of multiple features, certainly makes gender agreement difficult, but, as we have seen, not impossible for a learner to acquire and to express. Thank you.